After a charming guest checks in, a voyeuristic hotel clerk on the autism spectrum becomes a suspect in a murder that takes place during his shift. Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot here today to talk about a film that just hit Netflix about 2 weeks ago, but actually went to theaters first this past February, and that is The Night Clerk. Very excited to let you all know if it's worth checking out and give you my thoughts about the film. But before we dive into the spoiler-free review, as you can see on the screen now, make sure you're following me on my social media accounts. If you're new to this channel, definitely subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss any of my new content. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel, but I also really appreciate it. And if and when you've seen The Night Clerk, like if you saw it this past February at the theaters, or if you watched it on Netflix, let me know what you all thought about the movie, the ending, and everything in between. Let's have some fun discussions in the comments below. So yeah, this was a film that I remembered hearing about. It wasn't available at my local theaters, and then like I said, just about 2 weeks ago I saw that it was on Netflix, put it on my queue, and I decided to press play on it. And let's just start off with the positive. So again, I didn't see a trailer for this film. I didn't read the synopsis. My main thing about this movie was Tye Sheridan. Been a fan of his for a while, seeing him when he was a kid in Mud, and then seeing him, become this kind of star in a sense, seeing him in Ready Player One and obviously in the X-Men franchise. So I'm a fan of his. And ever since I saw Armas in 2017's Blade Runner 2049, which is one of my favorite sci-fi films of all time, and I've seen her and stuff even prior to that, but it was just something about that performance that just made me such a super fan of her work. And yeah, I have a crush on her, so that's a little bit of a thing too. But I thought, that was something that really sold me into watching this. So I'm like, okay, let's give it a shot. It seems like The Night Clerk sounds like a kind of a crime thriller, and that's actually the genre that it falls into. So let's start off with the positives. So first and foremost, I just want to say that Tye Sheridan is the main character in this film. His name's Bart, and I had to watch. So I didn't see the trailer before I watched this movie, but I wanted to see the trailer before I reviewed this because I'm like, I don't want to spoil anything. So this isn't a trailer, so this isn't a spoiler. But Bart works at a hotel as a night clerk, and he has cameras in people's rooms, not to necessarily be a creep, but just to kind of learn how to communicate with people, because it's early on in the film that lets you know that he has Asperger's disorder, and he has a hard time speaking with people and communicating with them. So he puts the cameras in the guest room where he can kind of study them, so he can have regular conversations with people as he deems as regular conversations with people. He just wants to be not able to interrupt them and just have normal conversations with people. So that's kind of his reasoning. So within this kind of idea of him having cameras in the room, he sees someone get murdered in the room, and that's kind of where our story lies. So starting off with the performance, again, it's always very you got to be really particular when you're talking about people that are portraying people with either disabilities, disorders, mental health, because I don't suffer from Asperger's, so I don't want to say that his performance was over the top, nor do I want to say that it's something that I think is a true representation, being represented as someone that suffers with this. So I'm just kind of basing my thoughts on his performances based on the movie. I thought he was fine in the role. At times, it kind of seemed like he was kind of overacting to a certain extent to kind of really portray someone that has this disability, or have this disorder, I should say. And then there was times where what I like about films that kind of show people with, whether it be, like I said, disabilities or disorders, they show you their regular life, that they function perfectly fine, just like anyone else. And this film does that. But then when they drove in his disorder to the storyline, I thought that, some of the stuff didn't work entirely. But as far as Tye Sheridan goes, I think, like I said, I think he's a really well actor. I think he does a really good job on the roles I've seen him in. And I thought that his performance was fine. Again, I'm not going to say that him portraying someone with Asperger's was an accurate depiction of someone with that. Or I'm not going to also say that I don't think it would offend people, but who am I to say? Let me know what you all thought about his performance. So I thought that as far as him portraying someone with that disorder, but let me know what you all thought about it. But I thought his performance was fine as far as just the character and what he did in the movie. There were some things I wish was explained a little bit more about, the logic of the cameras and how he wasn't caught putting cameras in rooms, but that's another discussion for another day. But I thought his performance was fine. Then you have Ana de Armas, who, again, huge fan of her work. I think she's just become such a powerhouse actress, whether it be seeing her in, like I said, Blade Runner 2049, seeing her most recently in Knives Out, and seeing what she's going to be doing in future films, such as 007, and her portraying Marilyn Monroe. So another character that I thought was going to be somewhat of a more integral part to the thriller drama aspect, but she's definitely more involved in the drama aspect of the film. And I thought that her performance, as what she was given, I thought that she did the best that she could. the characteristics of the character was a little bit off and just kind of confusing at times in regards to her true intentions and how much information did she know before meeting Tye Sheridan's character. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but for all that's seen the movie, let me know what you all thought about her performance and her character. But everyone else seemed to be fine. The only one that really stood out to me in this movie was John Leguizamo, who was the detective investigating this murder. I thought that he was the most accurate to his role and kind of gave the film a little bit more of a heightened sense of, okay, this is the drama, the crime aspect, the thriller aspects to a certain degree. Because transitioning slightly into my, before I go into my criticism, I will say that this film at the beginning had a nice mysterious thriller aspect, but now transitioning into my cons, the film falls off drastically for me when it becomes less of a crime drama, more of a crime thriller into a drama. And that's where the story just kind of lost me. The director, Michael Cristofer, wrote and directed this film. I know he's an actor turned director. He's written many things, directed many things. And I thought that his decision to go more into this relationship drama kind of hurt the film in regards to, I thought that it should have been more of a crime drama and more of a thriller aspect, which this film does not, at least for me, did not play on those tropes or play on those genre kind of things that we're used to seeing at all. And again, I just thought that the relationship that they kind of established in this film just was not organic, nor was the chemistry there, in my personal opinion. And also, just again, without giving too much away, the logistics and the logics behind the film in regards to, number one, Tye Sheridan character putting these cameras in a room, and that the hotel has no cameras to reveal the killer in the film, which another thing about this film, the mysterious who's the killer aspect was addressed pretty early on in the film, but I think the film doesn't think that the audience caught on to it. I don't know if it was just me because I've seen a million murder mysteries, but the whole mysterious who is the killer did Bert do it? Did this other person do it? Did this person? I thought that whole angle was just kind of flat for me because, again, like I said, it was pretty apparent who the killer was pretty early on in the film, but I thought that kind of did not work for me at all. But again, this film just should have went another direction. Again, it really dives into the drama aspect of it, and Bart dealing with his disorder and him and his relationship with Ana de Armas' character, Andrea. And then you have a great actress and Helen Hunt. When I was younger, this is a little side note. When I was younger, I used to think Helen Hunt, I used to get her and Jodie Foster confused all the time. But Helen Hunt, great actress, but really wasn't given much to do in this film, and that says the same thing goes with a couple other supporting characters in this movie. And also, I thought that the whole, again, I don't want to get into the spoilers, but there's a particular angle with when we find out who the killer was, just like, wait, what? Either way, and also the ending, for those that have seen the ending, we'll talk about that if you guys want to. If you've seen the movie, just put spoilers and just go like da 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 da, and we could talk about that actual ending. I think the ending was pretty apparent, but I can see how some people can be confused by that, but we'll talk about that later. But either way, I was looking forward to this film being more of a crime. I was expecting some dramatic elements, but I was really more interested in seeing this go to more of a thriller crime movie, which is not that at all. And then there's a lot of lulls in this film. Again, the beginning is pretty interesting. Then when you get the Ana de Armas character and Bart interaction, it kind of was like, okay, sure, I can go with this. And then it became something completely different. And then once we get to the actual reveal and the ending, it falls completely flat. So it's unfortunate because these are some talented people, and I'm still going to be big fans of Tye Sheridan, Helen Hunt, Ana de Armas, and everyone involved, John Leguizamo, who I thought was the best character in this film. I'm still fans of theirs, but I just feel like their talent was wasted. And again, like I said, let me know what you all thought about Tye Sheridan's performance. If you were offended by it, if you thought it was a good portrayal, or if you're just kind of right in the middle, like he just did the best that he could, because I know that people like performances like Tom Hanks, or, you think of Rain Man, you think of a lot of people that play people with disabilities or disorders. And like I said, I know there's some people that are like, that was way offensive. And there's some people like, they did a good job of portraying that. So let me know what you all thought about Tye Sheridan portraying someone with that disability, or stop saying disability, that disorder with Asperger's. Let me know what you all thought about that. And also just let me know what you thought about the film. But with that being said, I'll give The Night Clerk a 2 out of 5. Again, it's the only reason I'm getting a 2 out of 5, because the beginning is a little bit mysterious, and there's a little bit of a drama going on in regards to the crime aspect of it. But then as the film kind of unfolds, it becomes a love movie with relationship issues and drama and heartbreak. And I'm just like, what? Why are we going this angle? But that's just me. 2 out of 5 for Night Clerk. But let me know what you all thought about this movie. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell so you don't miss any of my new content. If you weren't able to tune in last night, check out my replay of the watch along that I have for Hereditary. Check out my reviews for Artemis Fowl, for the Five Bloods, and all the stuff that I have on my channel now. I will be reviewing the finale of I Know This Much Is True on HBO, so keep an eye out for that. Hope you all are doing well, and we'll see you in the next video.